Hi everyone, it's Vanessa. I wanted to film really quickly my mid-year checkup of my goals that I set for myself at the beginning of this year and the books I told myself that I was going to read at the beginning of this year. How am I doing? Am I doing okay? I don't think I am, probably not. Alright, the first goal I had was to stumble on books at the library. Definitely I have done that this year. The majority of that has occurred within the graphic novel section, really. The next goal was to reread a book, and I have not done that yet. I don't know why it's so hard for me to be a rereader. I'm not a person that rereads books because I always have this feeling of there are so many books out there, I need to be reading all of them. Why waste your time on things you've already read? But I think there's a lot of value in rereading, and there are books that you completely forget, like the plot and the characters, and you want to reread them to get back into that world or to see if they even hold up as like good books to you now. But I haven't done that, so that's a big no-no for me. The third task that I set myself is to read more poetry and short stories. I definitely have done that this year. I've definitely read a lot more poetry. I've probably read like 3 or 4 collections by now, and I've also read short story collections, not necessarily the short story collections that I probably intended when I set this task, but I have read like illustrated short story collections, which is an interesting way to tell short stories. I definitely need to try just short stories text by themselves. So that's something that I need to work on in the next half of the year. The fourth thing that I told myself I'd do is to complete more buddy reads and do more buddy reads. I've done 3 so far this year, and 2 have been successful. One, which was on Pride and Prejudice, has just died and it's all my fault because I haven't finished reading Pride and Prejudice. But I do enjoy buddy reads, and if any of you guys want to add me on Voxer, just let me know. I can give you the deets. Keep doing readathons. I am sad to report I think I've done 0 readathons this year. That is really shocking to me because of how important readathons were for me last year. I just haven't participated. I think it has a lot to do with not having like a serious 9-to-5 kind of job like I had last year. Hopefully I can get in on one this summer. The next goal that I set for myself is to read at least 3 classics. I've read none. I've tried to read 1 and I haven't even accomplished it, and I think it's what's stopping me from reading more, and that's Pride and Prejudice. I don't know if I just wasn't in the right headspace, in the right mood for Pride and Prejudice, but I was 50% through the book and I just didn't really care about it. I just haven't picked Pride and Prejudice back up, and that's probably another reason why I haven't picked up all the other classics that I told myself I was going to read this year. I need to do that. And the last goal that I set myself is to read at least 10 books that I own. I've read 0. I can give some excuses for this. Number 1, my books are in boxes right now. Number 2, the library is my home, and I hoard so many library books, and I love getting new library books. For that reason, I just never pick up my actual physical books that I own. Definitely something that I need to work on. Maybe I can do that while we are road tripping away from this place and away from this great library that I have been so lucky to be able to check out books from. The next thing that I'll go through are the books that I wanted to really get to this year and were like my 2017 reading list books. I've read 4 out of 15 of these. Like I felt last year, some of these books I'm not as interested in anymore, and I think it all just depends on when you're filming these anticipated reads videos, what mood you're in, what you really want to be reading. But anyway, the books that I have read from that list include Dead Mountain, Homegoing, The Princess Diaries, and Lumberjanes. And the books that I have not read from that list include the classics that I was talking about: Gone with the Wind, Pride and Prejudice, Rebecca, and Jane Eyre. Also some nonfiction like Give Us the Ballot, which I'm still really interested in, and Touching the Void, which I'm also really interested in. Then there are 2 nonfiction books that I don't know if I feel as interested in because I did try to read them, and in the beginning of the book they really focused a lot on older American history, and I'm much more fascinated by later American history. So White Trash and Stamped from the Beginning both focus on early American history and then like traverse towards modern history. So maybe if I just like skip the beginning parts, but then I feel like I'm losing the foundation of the book. But I'm not that interested by people who lived in the 1700s as I am interested by people who lived in the 1960s. The last 3 things were fiction books that are kind of more miscellaneous. One is Underground Railroad, which I can be honest and say that I'm not as interested in the Underground Railroad as I was at the beginning of the year, and even like when the hype was there and like the critical acclaim was there, I don't know, a year ago at this point. The last two things are Forever in Blue and I Captured the Castle, which are both things that I actually own and would go to help me read the 10 books that I own. Maybe these are things that I can pick up while I'm doing that road trip that I mentioned. Forever in Blue would be great because I usually get through those really quick, and I've heard really great things about I Captured the Castle and really am looking for something whimsical and great. So these are a lot of the books that I still want to get to, and I just need to hunker down in the later half of the year and get to them. That happened to me last year too. I feel like I had all these books that I really wanted to get to, and I probably had read like one by the middle of the year, but somehow all of those books that were on my list for the most part ended up read by the end of the year. I just need to do it. And then the last thing that I'll mention is that I'm currently doing, like last year I did the Book Riot Read Harder Challenge, and this year I'm doing Modern Miss Darcy's reading challenge. I'm doing two of them. One is like reading for growth and reading for fun. So the reading for growth one is more about like literary prizes and like getting out of your comfort zone, and then reading for fun is reading for fun. So I'm doing those two because they still end up being 24 challenges, which is what the Book Riot one was last year. And I really do like the challenges in it. I have completed some of them, but just to let you know that that's happening and that hopefully maybe I'll make a video about it soon and my progress as I'm reading more from those challenges. Thanks so much for watching my video. I hope that you're having a great reading year so far, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye bye.